Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sapna Tripathi, Assistant Professor, IIMT College of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. Today, we will discuss about documentation, which is a very important topic in regulatory affairs in M.Pharm. So, first is introduction. Documentation is a systemic procedure of preparation, checking, verifying, issuing, storing, and reviewing of any documents. The basic rule in any good manufacturing practices, GMP regulations, specify that the pharmaceutical manufacturer must maintain proper documentation and records. Documentation help to build up a detailed picture of what activity has done in the past and what is doing now. And thus it provide a basis for planning what is going to do in the future. Effective documentation enhances the visibility of the quality assurance system. Next, the purpose of documentation. Define specifications and procedure for all materials and method of manufacture and control. Ensure all personnel know what to do and when to do. Ensure that authorized person have all information necessary for release of product. Also ensures documented evidence, traceability, provide record and audit trails for investigation, and ensures availability of data for validation, review, and statistical analysis. General requirement. Good documentation constitutes an essential part of the quality assurance system. Clearly written procedures prevent errors resulting from spoken communication, and clear documentation permits tracing of activities performed. Documents must be designed, prepared, reviewed, and distributed with care. Documents must be approved, signed, and dated by the appropriate, competent, and authorized persons. Documents must have unambiguous contents. The title, nature, and purpose should be clearly stated. They must be laid out in an orderly fashion and be easy to check. Reproduced documents must be clear and legible. Documents must be regularly reviewed and kept up to date. Documents must be handwritten. However, where documents require the entry of data, these entries may be made in clear, legible handwriting using a suitable medium but not a pencil. Sufficient space must be provided for such entries. Any correction made to a document or record must be signed or initialed and dated. The correction must permit the reading of the original information. Where appropriate, the reason for the correction must be recorded. Record must be kept at the time each action is taken and in such a way that all activities concerning the conduct of preclinical studies, clinical trials, and the manufacture and control of product are traceable. Storage of critical records must be secure place with access limited to authorized persons. The storage location must be ensure adequate protection from loss, destruction, or falsification and from damage due to fire, water, etc. Date may be recorded by electromagnetic or photographic means, but detailed procedure related to whatever system is adopted must be available. Accuracy of the record should be checked as per the defined procedure. If documentation is handled by electronic data processing method, only authorized person should be able to enter or modify data in the computer. Access must be restricted by password or other means. An entry of critical data must be independently checked. It is particularly important that during the period of retention, the data can be retendered legible within an appropriate period of time. If data is modified, it must be traceable. Now, the pharmaceutical documentation. What is the requirement of pharmaceutical documentation? The first requirement is it defines the specification and procedures. All personnel concerned with a manufacture know what to do and when to do it. Authorized person have all the informations. Existence of documented evidence, traceability and record, and an audit trail for investigation. Availability of the data needed for validation, review, and statistical analysis. Design of documents as per the uses need of manufacturer defines manufacturer system of information and control, allows the calculation to be checked, prevent the risk of error and misinterpretation, tracing the history of any product, confirmation of performance of task. Now, what are the important area of documentation? Building and premises, personnel, equipment, materials, processing, finished good, and complaints. There is a three-tier documentation process in pharmaceutical industry, which include policy, procedure, work instruction, and records. The level one is for policies, level two for procedures, and level three for work instruction. There is a level four, which is extension of level three. This is for forms and other documents. Uh, Now there are 10 steps for pharmaceutical manufacturing documents. The first step is to identify at least two persons from production and quality assurance or quality control. In the second step, list out manufacturing formulation departments. In third step, list out quality assurance and quality control activities. In the fourth step, list out the countries. In the fifth step, it is categorized in different categories. In sixth step, we design. Seventh step, explain. In eighth step, trial run, then implement. And the 10th step, where we review. Now we talk about different type of documents and records in pharmaceutical industry. There are 33 different type of documents are given here. Batch record forms, bills of materials, specifications, policies, protocols, SOPs, work instructions, checklist, forms or log sheets, certificate of analyze, technical transfer reports, technical agreements, technical reports, test methods, training assessment, records, worksheet, notebook or logbooks, validation documentation, manufacturing and packaging instructions, confidentiality agreements, change control, quality system related documents, quality manual, validation protocol and reports, deviation reports, audit plans, electronic and hard copy quality records, validation master plans, and validation document, test material related document including product specifications, test material receipt and reports, personal related documents including training records, facility related documents, deviation forms including unplanned deviation and system failure investigations. Now we talk about the maintenance of pharmaceutical document. There are some points that each document should include: company name, purpose and title, identity number, date of its authorization, date of its expiry or review, signature of authorizing person, page number, distribution list, way in which it is used and by whom, reason for its revision and references. Next, the storage and retention of documents. Documents are retained for at least 1 year after expiry date of batch, and if expiry date is not mentioned, then they should be retained for at least 6 years from the date of its manufacturing. Master documents secured from theft, loss, or alteration of information can be done in electronic format in the form of microfilm or microflage. Next, retrieval. Documents are prepared as per their name, location, person to be contacted for its retrieval. Retrieval of master document should be possible with proper authorization of quality assurance. Next, disposal. For the disposal of pharmaceutical document, expired document destroyed by QA with proper record and authorization by shredding or burning. Now we talk about GMP, good manufacturing practices. There are some guidelines of good manufacturing practices. If we talk about important part in manufacture of pharmaceutical and medical devices, GMP quality assurance produced and controlled quality standards. Facilities documented specifications, manufacturing and packaging instructions, procedure and records. Documentation. Key to GMP compliance. For example, 21 CFR 211.180E states that written record shall be maintained so that data therein can be used for evaluating the quality standard of each drug product. GMP requires the document should be controlled within the quality system, approved, signed and dated, regularly reviewed, retained, can be suppressed within the quality system. The term GDP used to represent good documentation practices. GMP is the part of quality assurance which ensure that products are consistently produced and controlled to the quality standard appropriate to their intended use. Worldwide, there are different official regulatory statement and guideline for GMP of pharmaceutical product. They may be regulations as in US, Japan, or Korea, directives as in the EU, United EU guides as in the UK codes, as in Australia, or a WHO code as in many Southeast Asian countries. Among them, the following stand out as the most influential and most frequently referenced. The US Current Good Manufacturing Practices for Finished Pharmaceutical Regulations. The Guide to Good Manufacturing Practices for Medicinal Product of the European Union. The ICH-Q7 Good Manufacturing Practices Guide for Active Pharmaceutical Ingredient. The WHO Good Manufacturing Practices. The other guideline and regulation referred by the pharmaceutical manufacturer are as under Schedule M for good manufacturing practices and requirement of premises, plant and equipment of pharmaceutical product. The Drugs and Cosmetic Act and Rule India. PIC Guide to GMP for Medicinal Product. Center for Drug Evaluation and Research for manufacturing, processing, or holding active pharmaceutical ingredients. Now, there are 10 golden rules for GMP. Get the facility design right from the start, validate processes, write good procedure and follow them, identify who does what, keep good records, train and develop staff, practice good hygiene, maintain facilities and equipment, build quality into the whole product life cycle, perform regular audits. Thank you. That's all for documentation.